Hello and welcome to Dreamworld Comics Shop Chatter with Robert and Jimmy, episode number 3.
Yay! Lucky 3.
Next to me is Mr. Robert Page. He is the co-owner and manager of Dreamworld Comics in Carson City by day, guardian of the multiverse by night.
That'd make a good story.
Part-time job.
Part-time.
Yeah. And anyway, and I am your not so humble host of all things Pop Culture Kaboom, Jimmy Jones.
Yay.
Why am I staring at the microphone? I have no idea. I should be staring at the camera.
I told you.
Because it's right in my face.
It is distracting.
It is very distracting. But hey, you know what? It makes for interesting eye line.
And we should welcome Brian behind the camera.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Your voice is on there, too.
Yeah.
You had the headphones on, you to hear yourself.
Oh, Lord.
That's what I think.
Anyway, Robert and I are here to share with you our combined knowledge of the comic book industry. Robert as a shop owner, collector, and fan, and I am as a collector and a fan. If this is your first experience here, we talk about the comic book and collectible industry, new releases, insider information, and news that might affect you and in your visit at your local comic book shop.
And please visit us.
Yeah, any local comic book shop, the one in your town, depending on where you are when you're watching this.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the news article of this. That's going to lead us into our conversation for the day. So if you've watched the previous episodes of Shop Chatter, you've heard us talk about Robert Kirkman's Energon universe and how it has been setting record sales for the G.I. Joe franchise with both Duke and Cobra Commander. It is now the hottest shared universe alongside Marvel and DC, something we've been saying for a while due to its
good storytelling, artwork, everything. It sells out every time we get it.
And now the sentiment is even being echoed by the Hollywood Reporter.
Oh.
So as G.I. Joe has now been positioned to be even bigger than before. In June, Image and Skybox are launching the next phase of their G.I. Joe releases with Scarlet #1.
Yay.
Yep. Which not only brings the titular character to the Energon universe, but also introduces the ninja clan known as the...
Say it.
Hell no.
Say it.
Nope, I'm going to screw it up.
Okay. I have to do it too. Arashikage.
Thank you.
There you go.
Home of uber popular characters. I screw up Uber of all things. Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, Jinx, and more.
Yes.
Based on retailer posters that were sent to brick and mortar stores with Lunar accounts. You don't have a Lunar account?
We do, but we didn't get any posters.
Well, you better write your person and say, what the?
There's nobody there.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't contact them.
Well, that's a story for a different day.
Yeah.
We know that Storm Shadow will be in the series, along with the previously announced Jinx, which will surely get more fans chasing down issues of the series. While I don't have confirmation yet, I am hearing that those same fans, many collectors and speculators, we'll get the difference between the two in a moment, will probably be most focused on chasing the John Boy Myers 1-in-100 ratio variant to Scarlet #1.
And what that means is you have to order 100 copies.
Or your comic book shop has to.
Not me personally. And you get one copy of that particular cover.
So, but if you order like 200,
you get two copies, okay. Yes.
Yeah. Just wanted to make sure about that. Because not only is the cover not being shown to the public,
right?
You see it up on the screen there, due to spoilers, which has become the one sure thing for collectors and speculators, it likely means that it is the first major cover appearance of an Energon universe character.
Yes.
So, and perhaps even the aforementioned Storm Shadow. That's big enough reason for fans to be excited without looking at how Myers' recent Cobra Commander #1 cover from January has been selling for incredible numbers on the aftermarket with a rare 10.0 CGC. I didn't know that went that high.
Very rare.
Selling for $1,000. Even outside of that rare copy, we've seen a signed CGC signature edition sell for $364, with unsigned 9.8 CGC copies sell repeatedly for $230 or even more. Raw copies of the same issue. You want to explain what a raw copy is?
Raw copy is obviously not graded. It's something you would pick up off of the rack. Such as.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's behind us? That's an example of off the rack. When it's bag and boarded, that's something else.
Yeah.
So that just happened to be there. I didn't plan it. Anyway, lucky me.
You never know what's going to happen here.
No. So with that, raw issues have reached as high as $175 recently. Also, which shows how much this book has held its value even months after release. something we rarely see outside of select Marvel titles. So while it makes sense that the Scarlet #1 John Boy Myers cover are seeing raw sales around $116, and it hasn't even come out yet.
Hasn't even hit
the
the
potential
market.
upside of graded copies is clear, and I'd expect that if Storm Shadow is indeed on this cover, that it may prove to be hotter than either of his Duke or Cobra Commander variants. Scarlet #1 is on sale June 5th at your local comic book shop, if they ordered it.
We ordered it.
How many did you order enough to get that variant?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
So that brings up a lot of controversial things. First off, there's still that whole comic skate thing with CGC.
Yep.
Something that you recently had the pleasure of finding out.
I had a customer come in with some CGC issues, graded from a while ago, actually. And he's going through Uncanny X-Men. I thought that'd be good to have in the store with X-Men 97 doing so well. And I'm going through it, and I caught it right away. And he had about, I don't know, eight issues. And so Tim, the owner of the store, I showed him the same thing. I didn't tell him anything, and he caught it right away. CGC graded a reprint book as an original, never noted it, and gave it, I think it was a 9.2.
The worst part was it was sold through Heritage Auctions.
And it was sold through Heritage.
So
a lot of people missed it.
Yep.
Reprint. You could buy 3 of them for $1 at Kmart.
So basically now, though, it'd be a $5 book.
Now it'd be maybe.
Yeah. Depending.
Yeah. But it's the fact that even back then, they weren't infallible.
So back in the day, I used to work at a comic book shop, as I said on previous episodes here. And that's when I really noticed there was a difference between your average comic book customer, a collector, and a speculator. Back in the day, it was easy to spot the speculators because they're the ones bringing up 2 to 5 issues or 2 to 5 copies of the same issue.
Yeah.
So you knew they were just buying it for the potential to resell later.
Or they would come in and ask you for that very specific issue, knowing they didn't know what they were asking for.
Yeah, they'd have it like written down.
Yeah, it's like
because this was before cell phones, so you had to have
yeah.
everything written down.
Yeah.
So, or they'd have a grocery list because I lived in South Bay, San Francisco area. So we had a lot of people that knew what to look for but didn't know what they were looking for.
Exactly. I have the same thing in Southern California.
So as a collector myself, I would always, especially working at a comic book shop because I would get 2 copies of everything.
Yeah, I did for quite a while. I did too.
One that I would read, and one that I would never, ever get a
bag it, board it, store it.
Yeah, pretty much. Just put it away in its box and let it just, sit in the dark like a mushroom.
And how many of those turned out to be valuable?
A lot.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Cry for Dawn was one of those
that
I got that I had
that
2
first
copies
one.
of. I was heavily into X-Men back then, though.
Me too.
So I had almost the entire run. That's both one that I read, and I knew how to read comic books too, so I didn't screw them all up.
Okay. You mean you didn't fold it back and...
No, and that's how you could tell that those were just the average comic book customer, because they just have them all piled up and just slam them down.
Or like this, they start to look behind it instead of pulling it up, they bend it over.
Does that drive you nuts?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are times I've had to walk out.
But it's your store.
It's better that way.
So, for a good example, the X-Men 266.
First appearance of Gambit.
Yep, the first appearance of Gambit. That has seen a jump in value right now, because here's the thing with collecting. The way I've always looked at it, you got to view it like it's the stock market.
Absolutely.
Things are going to go up in value, things are going to go down in value. There's always a fluctuation depending on what's going on. X-Men 97 is really hot right now.
So anything that references that cartoon.
Especially since, if you ain't watching X-Men 97 but plan to flux, spoiler, Gambit dies. So it's going to set up because they heavily, episode 10 just came out. Another spoiler, because I don't care, they heavily influenced Apocalypse.
Right, yeah.
So you know, because in the comic book, Gambit came back as Apocalypse's horseman.
Yep,
Death.
yep.
So you know he's going to be back eventually, or somehow, for season 2. But technically it's his first full appearance, his first actual cameo appearance was X-Men Annual number 14. But in the actual X-Men series, his full appearance with he saved Storm when she was a little girl or something like that. Yeah. I haven't read that comic book in years, and I still remember it.
Yeah, because it was good writing.
Yes, it was. So, number 266, his first appearance. Currently, I have it pulled up here. It's going for about high-end $260. So, I have one left. I almost accidentally got rid of it.
Really?
Yeah, on accident.
But you didn't.
No, because I looked it up. Because what happened was through Pop Culture Kaboom, I would do blood drives.
Oh, that's right.
So, and
that was one of your things.
Yeah, I'd bring my comic books, I'd bring my toys, whoever came in and donated blood while I was there, donating platelets myself, which was a
and you were
2-hour
lightheaded
process. Yeah, I was very lightheaded. They could go through, if they donated blood, they can go through, pick a comic book, pick a trading card, or pick a toy. I lost a Deadpool toy that way.
The Toy Biz one?
Yes.
Oh.
I know. Oh. But hey, you know what? Got somebody to donate blood.
You know, you made somebody happy too.
Yeah, but I would always look them up. You know, it's like, okay, I want to look up what I'm losing here.
Yeah.
And so that one hurt. But lady donated blood. Oh, can I get one for my kid? I'm like, sure. So she went through, she found my X-Men number 266. I'm like, the first appearance of Gambit. And so, and then I'm like, let me look it up and see it. And it was like $167
at the time.
And I'm like, no, I can't let you have that. But you said, I'm like, no. Sorry, pick something else. That one's a no. I'm not losing $167 on it.
We've only seen that a couple of times come through here.
Really?
Wow, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you've got one? Good job, right?
From us? Got one or you want one?
Not from us? Get out.
I've got another one.
Oh, damn.
You got a second one?
Second. The
second appearance.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank
gotcha.
But nowadays,
yes.
You know, that was easy to spot. But back then there wasn't all these variants. There wasn't all these gimmicks that they throw in with each release of a comic book.
That's exactly right.
So getting back to Scarlet and, of course, the Energon universe, their whole thing right now with Image Comics and every comic book company right now is to throw as many variants out there as humanly possible to get the stores to order in the hopes that people would buy. The more popular something is, the more that they're going to push these ridiculous. I've seen up to 1 in 1,000.
Yes.
You know, so a store has to order 1,000 to get one variant copy.
That's not happening.
So that's some silly stuff that they're doing. It's really expensive for the shops, especially with the price of comic books right now.
That's right.
It's really expensive for the collectors.
And we pay for it up front.
Yeah.
And
in the hopes that people will buy them.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee.
So what have you noticed, because I kind of been out of the scene as far as, working in a shop.
Right.
As just a collector, I know what I'm looking for, but I don't do the speculation part of it much anymore.
We see speculators still, mainly collectors. And you can always tell the difference.
How?
Demeanor. They can't talk. Comics. They really don't know what they're looking for or even why they want it other than the monetary value or the potential monetary value. Let me put it to you that way. Tim actually had a story real quick. Back in, I forget what year it was, he and his brother had the shop originally. And a guy came in with their customers and it's up on the wall back there. Turok #1 came out. It was the first all chromium cover. And one of their customers came in and wanted, I wish Tim were here, I think it was 250 of them. And Tim tried to tell him, no, you don't want to do that. But he did it. He ordered it. The guy paid for it. And he was happy, thinking that the first chromium cover was going to be extremely valuable. He probably still has that case today full.
Oh, 247.
Yeah, because we actually have 2 in the shop, and they're worth about $10. So,
wow.
Yeah, there's no guarantee.
No,
that something's gonna go up.
So if you're into it as just a collector, it's always basically get what you like.
Yes, that's perfect advice. If it goes up, great.
Good for you.
It's a win. But if it doesn't and you like it, it's still a win.
But from a speculator standpoint, you got to really pay attention to the marketplace, what's going on outside of the comic book industry. Like I said, Gambit has seen a resurgence in value because his X-Men 97 is really hot right now. Anything Deadpool related, especially the older stuff, is going to be hot right now.
Wolverine.
Yep, because the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that's going to be coming out in just a couple of months.
Right. That's
so
gonna be awesome.
Those things are going to go up in value. Venom is probably going to start getting hot because of the new Venom movie that will be coming out.
Right.
And word has it that this is Tom Hardy's last go around as Eddie Brock, aka Venom. And they might even kill Venom off, and it is the scuttlebutt that I'm hearing, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, probably not. And if they do, I don't care. I never liked Venom.
Yeah, I was never really.
I was never a Venom fan. You know, pretty sure.
So, but as far as the speculator market, any advice for anybody who's out there speculating?
Just have a lot of money you can throw away. If it doesn't cost you anything, it doesn't hurt your lifestyle, have fun, but I wouldn't do it. People in the 90s thought that X-Men #1.
The Jim Lee cover?
Yeah, the Jim Lee covers. They thought they could buy up multiples of them, put their kids through college. We sell them for $10 each. So, because they overproduced them. It's one of the biggest printed book in history.
Yeah.
So
I guess the low print run would probably be the best thing to look for.
Absolutely.
You're telling me, like last year, Spawn 1 through...
I was going to say, I think it's 85 or 87 through 200 and something, had the lowest print runs because shops at the time, shops were going through a transition period. And there were a lot of shop closures in the 90s and early 2000s. There's oversaturation in the market, all kinds of factors. And they went from printing established numbers at the distributor to printing to order. And all of a sudden, Spawn was not being ordered a lot by the shops, so the print runs were lower. And because the print runs were lower, now when people come in looking for them, prices are higher. So, it's all demand.
Anything else you want to add to that?
Nah.
Well, I think we're getting our groove here. And how long we want to run these issues for these episodes for. So
as long as it takes.
I think this pretty much covers everything this week.
Yeah, pretty much.
So thank you all for sticking around through the video. If you like what you've just watched and want to see more, subscribe to Dreamo Comics YouTube channel. And while you're feeling generous, give this video a like as well. It'll go a long way to boosting our self-esteem. Also, if you have any thoughts or comments about what was discussed here today, or have topic suggestions for future episodes.
What you collect or how you collect, that would be a nice thing to get some feedback.
Yeah. How do you collect comic books? What are you looking for when you walk into your local comic book shop?
And just have fun when you collect. Don't be thinking about potential value, just have fun with it.
Except when you're reading it. Don't crumple it up.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. No, don't do that.
Get what you like, but don't do this.
But enjoy what you're doing.
It's not the 40s anymore. Don't roll it up and put it in your back pocket.
You're right, yeah.
Oh, wow, we're too close to that now, aren't we? It's not the 1940s. So
I didn't think of that. That's true. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But really,
I've got to clarify that now.
The comics are supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a fun hobby. It's supposed to... your imagination is supposed to just be a personal thing that you do for yourself and to share with like-minded people. You start turning it into a commodity, and all of a sudden a comic book becomes a brick of gold or any other physical object that doesn't have any attachment, so...
Well, I know next week, next month,
yes,
the topic's going to be fan obsession with characters, because I know that a lot of people get upset when their favorite character gets their butt handed to them by somebody else.
Oh, I know what you're leading into.
There's been a number of discussions about, there's no way that man's going to beat that. You know, they just...
That would be a good one, actually. Yeah, I could get into that.
And I'm sure you've heard it around the shop.
I hear it all the time.
Okay, well, he'll have some really good stories.
I'm sure I will.
All right. So, if you have any thoughts, comments about what was discussed here today, or have topic suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to leave them in the comments segment below. The Dreamville Comics Facebook page link is in the video description, as well as Pop Culture Kaboom's Facebook page link. So until next time, for Dreamville Comics, Chop Shatter and Robert Page.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Stay safe, stay healthy, visit your local comic book shop.
Please.
And peace out, Wabbits.
Thank you.